Hey, welcome to a brand new series on my YouTube channel. Can you tell I've got ADHD when I do all these different projects? But I'm doing F1 Manager 22. I thought it'd be a pretty cool project to do purely because I know absolutely nothing about Formula 1. I don't know anything about cars. I don't know anything about driving. So I thought it'd be quite funny, maybe, perhaps, or embarrassing, either way, to kind of just play through like a complete moron. So I guess if you're maybe not an expert and maybe you're possibly wanting to get into this as well, and you're as clueless as me or whatever, this could be your guide on maybe what not to do, unless I just have blind luck and I do really well. I know for a fact in this video I don't, but you'll see. But obviously as you'll see in the video, I've got no idea what team to pick. I deliberately wanted to avoid the main teams. So I wanted to avoid Mercedes, Red Bull. I remember Williams from like back in the day when I sometimes caught Grand Prix, because I'm pretty sure Damon Hill drove for them.
Off you go, David. Right, Damon. After a Grand Prix, do you get out of your car and have a nice, relaxing pool?
Well, I generally do that before.
Right.
And possibly Nigel Mansell.
Unless I'm very much mistaken.
I'm not sure.
Formula One.
But yeah, so I've never done this before where I've kind of recorded the voiceover separate to the video. So I'm hoping that the editing works out.
That legacy continues
things
today.
are going to be a bit amateur, as always, but obviously while I try to figure out the best way to kind of cut these videos and put them up, I'm thinking of doing like the practice sessions as like separate, unless I just kind of do the time lapse within the game.
The pressure will be
but
on
obviously
the
if you
team
guys have got any
principals in the
ideas
upcoming season as
or
they manage their
just any
drivers, their cars, and the whole
suggestions
team
on the
to push
types
to
of things
victory.
I can try and
This
do.
is
So I
not
don't want the
a
videos
challenge
too
for the
long, but at the same
faint-hearted.
time I don't want to just like
This is
speed
Formula
everything
One.
up, because I think with some simulation games it's quite easy just to kind of simulate
Mercedes
through
returned
things.
to F1 in 2010, and since 2014
and at the end of the
they've
day,
won
I'm meant to be
Constructors'
trying to get my team on the winning,
back to back every
you know,
year.
sort of
In 2021,
trajectory,
they took home the Constructors'
and get them on
Championship
a
once
good
more,
path through the
although they
season.
narrowly missed
So I
out
don't
from
want
the
to be
Drivers'
speeding
Championship,
all the way
coming
through
in
that.
second. Heading into 2022,
but yeah, so
Mercedes
make sure you
will
hit that
insist
like
on
and
dominating the
subscribe
competition.
and
Nothing
drop me a
less than
comment,
the
let me know what you
fastest car
think of
and the
this
most
video.
wins
I will
will
be
give
dipping
the
in and
Silver
out with
Arrows the
further
outcome they
voiceover
want to
throughout the
see
video.
at the end of
but
this
yeah,
new
enjoy.
season and beyond. The Red Bull team burst onto the F1 scene in 2005, and ever since 2009, they've been one of the top 3 teams in the championship. Last season ended brilliantly for them. Max Verstappen won the prestigious Drivers' Championship, and Red Bull are flying high once more. Heading into 2022 under the right leadership, Red Bull could find themselves heading up the pack once more. They'll certainly be hoping to end the season with not 1 but 2 championship trophies for their cabinet back home in Milton Keynes. Ferrari have entered Formula One every year since the World Championship began back in 1950. They still hold the most championship titles of any team. The team had a solid season in 2021, securing 3rd place in the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari are very much in it to win it. With strong leadership over the 2022 season and beyond, expect to see them fighting for those podium places. If all goes well, they'll be aiming for that top spot as the seasons progress. McLaren are a cornerstone of F1, having been part of the sport since 1966 and winning numerous drivers and constructors' championships over the years. Last season, they came a respectable 4th overall, with Daniel Ricciardo and Lando Norris securing the only 1-2 finish of the season. The talented driver pairing of Ricciardo and Norris returns for McLaren this season, and one thing is certain, they're not going to settle until they're reigning champions once more. Alpine was a new name in 2021, bringing F1 drivers Fernando Alonso and Esteban Ocon back into the spotlight. Alpine finished the 2021 season in 5th place in the constructors' standings, with their first race win secured by Ocon at the Hungarian Grand Prix. 2022 will be a formative season for Alpine as they return with the tried and trusted driver pairing of Alonso and Ocon. In a few years' time, with the right leadership, they could well become championship contenders. AlphaTauri have been a name in Formula One since 2020. They're renowned for being the proving ground for talented new F1 drivers. Last season, they ended in 6th overall. Driver Pierre Gasly also earned them an impressive podium finish in Baku. Heading into 2022, the team continued to develop their current driver pairing of Yuki Tsunoda and Gasly. They'll want to continue scoring regular points and begin working their way past the other midfield contenders. 2021 was Aston Martin's first full season in Formula One. They roared onto the scene with Sebastian Vettel, the legendary 4-time world champion, in one of those coveted driving seats. Despite some teething problems in testing, Aston Martin gave a solid showing and finished the season in 7th place overall. Heading into 2022 with Lance Stroll and Vettel behind the wheel, Aston Martin have the potential to become regular podium contenders. But it's going to take strong leadership and shrewd investment to get them there. Williams is a legendary name in F1, winning 9 Constructors' Championships in their heyday. The Williams family sold the team in 2020, and the 2021 season saw them fighting well from start to end. They finished 8th overall, thanks to some incredible performances by George Russell in his last year as a Williams driver. In 2022, Williams have Nicholas Latifi and new signing Alex Albon, returning to F1 after a year away to make up their driver team. The pressure is on for them to up their performance this season and push their way back towards those midfield places. Alfa Romeo boast an impressive Formula One history, dating right back to 1950 when they won the very first Drivers' World Championship. However, 2021 saw them finish in 9th overall, with no podium finishes to their name. The team usher in 2022 with a brand new driver lineup. They're joined by F1's first ever Chinese race driver, Zhou, as well as veteran Valtteri Bottas, as they build their way back to becoming regular point scorers. Haas joined F1 back in 2016, and they've had a good start to their team career, peaking at 5th place in 2018. Last season they finished 10th, but they spent a lot of time and focus on designing their car for 2022 and strategizing for the future. Going into the 2022 season, Haas hope to have a strong car design under their belts. Coupled with hungry drivers, an ambitious team, and strong leadership, they'll be pushing their performance and fighting their way back to the midfield.
There's so many to choose from.
So I had no clue about what team to pick for the playthrough, so I took to Twitter and made up a poll. As you can see, I wanted to avoid top teams. I kind of figured that might give me too easy a run, but then again, it's probably still going to be quite challenging. But obviously, as a complete noob, clueless to F1, what better way to get stuck in than as one of the worst teams in the sport?
My Terry Folds.
Hi there. Nice to meet you. I'm Audrey Mensa, one of the team's senior engineers. Welcome to the team. It's great to have you on board. We have great ambitions here at Aston Martin, and this upcoming season will be the time to achieve them. let's show you the ropes.
Watch me. Learn from me. I can teach you everything there is to know about this business.
As our new team principal, you're responsible for a lot of aspects of the team.
Team. Team, 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 team. I even love saying the word team. You probably think that's a picture of my family. It's the A-team. Bodie, Doyle, Tiger, the jewelry man, the whole lot of them.
Everything from managing our team's growth, overseeing our finances, and deciding on race day strategies will be in your hands. You can keep an eye on most things from your dashboard here. I can take you through it now. First up, an overview of the board. They're the ones who set the expectations for the team. If they're confident in your leadership, you'll be fine. If they lose confidence in you, however, they might look to replace you. The board sets season objectives for the team to achieve. Reaching them will help keep confidence high, so be sure to familiarize yourself with what's expected. You'll want to keep an eye on the long-term objective for beyond this season as well. Okay then, let's look ahead to the race weekend. We need to start preparing for the next Grand Prix, which will be the first of the season. As it's your first day though, there's nothing urgent for you to address. Feel free to explore more, or you can select continue and sign off for the day. Once you do, time will pass, but don't worry about missing anything. You'll automatically sign back in if an important event comes up. Don't forget to check in with the board often. You can monitor board confidence levels, your available budget, and your progress towards a greater team rating from here. From here, you can see all the team's facilities, from the staff buildings to the car park development centres. You can build new facilities or, if the team has the time and money, upgrade our existing ones. Facilities affect all areas of our team's performance. Over time, facilities will degrade and become less effective, so keep an eye on their condition. When this happens, we'll need to look at refurbishing or even upgrading that facility to get back to maximum efficiency. It's not just the fastest car that makes a team the best in F1. It's the people doing the hard work behind the scenes. Manage your staff from here, from department heads.
Hello? Yes, sir, yeah. Thank you, sir, thank you. He says he's proud of what we're doing and hopes we have a great Ascension Festival.
To your pit crew and keep up to date on their performance. This is where you'll find relevant information on the team's drivers and reserve driver, including their performance ratings and contract details. You can also scout for new drivers to make sure we have the best driver pairing we can. One of my favourite places. This is where the car builds happen, and where we develop and store our car parts. Throughout the season, you'll want to make sure the team are working on upgrading components, and that both cars are being kept in good repair. You can also use car analysis to compare our car builds to other teams. Every team will continuously develop their cars over the season, so it's important you keep an eye on them. You can compare our team cars against any other team here, or even against an average of all teams. If you want to drill down even further, you can compare performance of specific car parts too. To start a project now, you'll need to commit money and engineering time. You'll be able to improve our car builds beyond their current performance. There are 3 different types of projects the engineering team can work on. We can design a new car part for use this season, manufacture copies of existing designs, or undertake research and develop our expertise for next season. Are you sure you want to start a new project now? Okay, you want to get started with a design project. These are car parts we can design and manufacture in-house. Each car part impacts different areas of a car's performance, but certain car parts will have a greater impact than others. You can also view our car performance by rank on grid. This is a useful comparison tool and lets you see how our performance compares to that of all the other cars on the grid. Take a look over the different car parts. The highlights indicate which performance areas they impact the most. Pick one that impacts the ratings you want to improve. The team's expertise in making new car parts improves with experience, so each new design is likely to be better than an older one. Just make sure to check the new design against the one currently installed. Testing is also an important step in designing a new car part. Our testing time is limited throughout the season, and it's up to you to decide how much to commit to each design project. If you assign some testing time to this design now, you can see what effect it will have on the car part. Once you've taken a look, let's continue. You can direct the engineering team to focus on specific areas of performance. F1 car parts are complex, and sometimes you'll have to sacrifice performance in one area to achieve gains in another. Over the season, we'll understand more about our car's performance, which will help you to guide the team's design focus. You can try altering the focus now if you like, or else stick with a balanced approach. When you're ready, continue with the process. As a final step before the team gets started on this design project, you need to decide how many engineers you want working on it. You should also decide what approach they should take. Bear in mind, these decisions will have an impact on the duration and cost of the project. When you're happy with everything, confirm the project and the team will get started. Nice work. That's the project started. If you check your calendar, you'll see the team have given you a delivery date for the design. Once it's complete, you'll be able to manufacture that part anytime. Continually designing new car parts is imperative to improving our team's performance and staying competitive on the track. Check out the car analysis area regularly to see how our cars compare to others on the grid. This is where you carry out your final preparations for the next race. We'll come back here later. This is your calendar for the month. Pay attention to the events that have been marked. The race weekends have already been added for you. More events will get added as the season progresses. Here, you can delve deeper into team finances and see our balance, as well as understanding information on income and rewards, and the enforced spending caps we have to abide by. It's no longer your first day. We'll have you on top of things in no time. You'll continue moving through days this way until it's time for the race, which you can see in the upcoming events list. It's good to get in the habit of regularly checking that list. Let's take a look at what needs doing today. You have an alert in the top corner. There's an important email awaiting a response.
Message!
There's always some final work to do before we can set off. Check your inbox for the race prep report on this weekend's circuit. Okay, you have all the information you should need. Let's head to race preparation to see if there's any remaining tasks for us to complete. This is your race preparation area, where you'll get the team ready for the upcoming race weekend. You can also find all the information you need on the circuit we're racing on here. One thing you'll always need to do before each race weekend is setting our performance targets. These help us generate more potential rewards for the team. Here we've got the performance targets for this coming weekend. If we meet these, we'll gain extra revenue. Looks like we've got incentives for both the qualifying session and the race. If we can reach those targets, we'll get an additional payout, and it won't cost the team anything if we don't meet them. You can also decide to add targets here and offer our sponsors guarantees. These are a risk, as we face a potential financial loss if we don't meet them. But if we do, we'll gain a much larger reward. Okay, if you want to offer a guarantee for this weekend and raise the team's potential rewards, now is your chance. I see you like a challenge. It might be tough, but the potential reward is a definite pro. Let's just be careful during the race. We don't want to let our sponsors down. Okay, we're done here. Let's head back. You've done everything needed, and the team can't wait to get started. It's time for the first race of the season. You can take some more time to look around if you like. When you're ready, Let's get this show on the road.
It's time to burn.
Welcome to the archipelago of Formula One. Bahrain might have a small land footprint, but it's showing its big spirit right now in the grandstands. Either way, it's time for another fantastic weekend of Grand Prix racing. The Bahrain International Circuit is a challenging track, and the cars routinely have to brake from high gear to low to take the narrow turns. With the need for downhill braking, the risk of locking up is one drivers will need to manage. It's all about focus and balance to get victory here. We might still be early in the season, but that doesn't mean we can sit back and relax. Everything is up for grabs, and nothing is certain at this stage. Let the weekend begin!
Great to see you again. Welcome to your first race weekend with the team. It's Friday.
You ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do.
So we're kicking off with free practice 1 as usual. Over here is our race preparation area. This is where you can make any changes you need ahead of the upcoming practice session. Rest assured the team have already prepared the cars for practice. When you're ready, we can continue to the practice session. During race weekends, you can decide whether you want to manage the practice sessions yourself or whether to hand over control to your team. As it's your first race weekend, you should let the team handle the practice sessions.
Hello and thank you for joining us as our race weekend unfolds. Free practice has concluded and qualifying awaits. Teams will be taking the data they've gathered from free practice into qualifying today as they try to give themselves the best chance possible going into tomorrow's race. But focus right now needs to be on the task at hand, setting the best lap time possible and working their way up the grid. Strap yourselves in. This is Formula One.
To help maximise our drivers' performance, the team have them work on 3 goals during practice: track acclimatisation, car parts knowledge, and setup confidence. If you manage the session yourself, you might get an even better performance from the drivers for the rest of the weekend. Right, time for qualifying. Our results here will determine where we start on the grid for Sunday's race. Qualifying takes place over 3 knockout rounds. and only the fastest drivers will advance each time. Same as practice, the team can handle qualifying for you if you like. Let's get you hands-on for this round though, just to make sure you're feeling confident before race day kicks off. Our drivers need to be setting their fastest possible lap times, so we can advance to the next round of qualifying. The slowest 5 cars will be knocked out. Keep a careful eye on time remaining. The time limit on qualifying rounds really ramps up the pressure. Right then, let's get a car out on the track for its first run and see how it goes. Each car is fitted with a number of onboard cameras, so you can see the action as it happens. You can also use the map view if you like. It gives you a good overview of the whole track and all the cars. Remember, you're managing 2 drivers throughout the session, so make sure to keep an eye on both of them.
So we're happy to let these tyres cool a bit. Copy.
From the data view, you can see live data from the current session. Here we can see the latest lap and sector times for all drivers, and an overview of their tyre conditions. Here you can also view how the current session could affect the drivers' and constructors' championship standings. There's plenty more to dive into with the data view, so make sure you spend some time exploring. That's a decent time for a flying lap. Keep an eye on the standings throughout the session, and try and keep the drivers out of the knockout zone. Right then, that qualifying run is done, so the driver will return to the pits now. I know everything happens so fast over a race weekend, but if you need to catch your breath, you can pause for as long as you like. Or, if things aren't moving fast enough for you, you can speed up a little. Our driver is back in the pits. You need to reconfigure the car before we can send them back out. Let's go and take a look. The team will make sure the run plan is updated to include refueling, so all you have to do is fit some fresh tyres. Here you can see all the tyre compounds available this weekend. When making any changes, just be sure you're considering both the condition and the compound of the selected tyre. We want maximum performance during qualifying, so let's use a fresh, soft compound tyre. Soft tyres are the fastest in dry conditions. Confirm the Brilliant. The car's ready to head back out at your say-so. It's probably best to do at least one more run before the track will have more grip later in the round, but there will also be more traffic. It's up to you to decide when you want to send the car out. Whatever gets us through to Q2.
Good session.
It looks like we didn't make it through to Q2. Not great, but it's only the first weekend of the season. Plenty of time to improve.
Tension continues to build here as race day begins.
Aston Martin were on target for qualifying. Now it's up to them to defy expectations for the race itself. AlphaTauri did rather well in qualifying. Let's see if they can manage to achieve a strong start for the race itself. Tonight is a cloudy one and there's a good chance of rain. The teams will have to be flexible with their strategy for the race.
And there's going to be a lot for the teams to handle. So will the drivers and their cars be able to cope with the pressure? Let's find out right here at the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Right then, time for the main event, the Bahrain Grand Prix. This is a great time for us to get some early points under our belt. So let's stay focused and push hard. Each driver will need to make at least one pit stop to fit new tyres. On average, a pit stop will cost a driver about 25 seconds. So we need to think carefully about when to pit and why. Let's set a tyre strategy for our drivers now. We need to make sure we have a good plan for when we want the cars to pit. Every race weekend, the team will prepare some recommended strategies to choose from. Let's see what they suggest for this race. Okay, strategy A is a fast but risky option, relying on 2 soft stints and no hard compound at all. Strategy B is a well-balanced option. 2 soft stints and a nice long middle stint on a hard compound. Right, strategy C is a slower but safe option for this track. We'll tackle the final stint on a medium compound instead of a soft tyre. If you think a different approach could work, you can make changes to any of the team strategies or even create one from scratch. We can always adapt our strategy during the race, so we can respond quickly to changing conditions and stay ahead of the pack. Going with strategy B? Just remember this has a very conservative first stint on those soft tyres. Okay, now to select a strategy for our other driver. It doesn't have to be the same for both. You should consider picking a different strategy for each driver. This gives us a chance to take advantage of in-race events and means we won't have both cars pitting on the same lap. That's both drivers with a set strategy in place. Right, let's head back to the preparation area and get this race started.
It's a cloudy night tonight, but otherwise the weather looks good for the race. And there's Sebastian Vettel. They're starting in the bottom half of the grid today, so there's a lot of cars between them and the podium. There's Lance Stroll, down the grid. They're in the back half of the pack, so they'll need to work hard if they want a podium finish. Will their hard work pay off today? Here we go! with the Bahrain Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
That's it.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position. Let's take a closer look. Taking a look again, it involves Sebastian Vettel. And there they go, moving up a position in the pack. Back in the garage, the team absolutely loved it.
Managing pace will help you manage a car's tyre temperature and wear. Keep an eye on the tyre condition of both cars. Over time, tyre condition will fall, reducing their grip and performance, eventually leading to tyre failures and car retirement.
Happy to push.
Okay, copy.
If a driver needs an additional performance push for a short time, they can adjust their ERS strategies and use any battery charge they have. There are 3 ERS strategies that deploy more energy than they harvest, but each use that energy for a different purpose. Overtake and defend are best for getting ahead of cars or for keeping them behind you. Deploy is the fastest strategy available. Harvest will prioritize charging up the battery instead of using energy for performance. Neutral will maintain the current battery charge over a lap, which gives a nice balance of energy deployment and harvesting.
So use energy if you need it.
Okay.
We can push more.
Copy.
Energy's good.
Yeah.
Energy if you need it.
Okay.
Fuel commands allow drivers to manage their car's fuel consumption. Just keep an eye on your remaining fuel. If we run out, the car will be forced to retire.
DRS will be active. They'll come to us.
Yeah.
Look at that! They've run wide! We can take a look now. So this was the Aston Martin. Oh dear, that's far wider than they would have wanted. And that was a bitter blow for the team, and it may have really hurt their overall chances.
We just need to charge up.
Copy.
Drop back a bit. Yeah, take it easy.
Okay.
As the cars spend more time on track, make sure you keep an eye on their condition. This all looks great. No damage that I can see to any components. Just make sure to keep...
Use energy.
Okay.
We need to charge it.
Yeah, copy.
As the race progresses, remember to keep an eye on the planned strategy you put in place before the race. The strategy view will let you check your strategy, adjust it, or even change it entirely. The data view is also an important area to track during the race. It gives you a deep dive into race data, including lap times for all the team's drivers. During the race, you can use the strategy view to check on each driver's strategy and adjust them if need be. You can also check the strategy graphs to see how a car's tyre wear is matching up to the team's expectations. You can also use the car and track tabs to view more details about them. The car tab shows you current and projected component condition and fuel loads, while the track tab has more information about weather and track grip.
You can use energy.
Copy.
We have low batteries.
Yeah.
Here's the replay. Let's have a look here. This was the Aston Martin. And they get past, which moves them up a position. The driver's team there cheering them on. With an overtake there. Let's take a look at the replay. Right, watch this. There's Schumacher. And there they go, moving up a position. Just incredible manoeuvring. And the team had such high hopes today. What a shame.
Use overtake.
Okay. Okay.
Use energy if you need.
Yeah, copy.
So use energy.
Copy.
Use energy if you need it. Use energy.
Yeah.
Stay cool, man. You're doing a good job. Use overtake.
Yeah.
do everything you can, mate.
Yeah.
Still a lot to play for.
Haas with an overtake.
Energy if you need it.
Yeah, okay.
You can use energy. Use energy, you can use energy.
Copy.
No saving required.
Yeah.
need to charge it.
Yeah, okay.
We just need to charge up.
Copy.
Save fuel, save fuel.
Copy.
So we just need to push now. The tyres are happy to push.
Copy.
So we're happy to let these tyres cool a bit.
Copy that.
You can use energy.
Yeah.
So back off.
Copy.
Okay, our driver has just entered the pit window. The pit window encompasses the laps that cover the planned pit stops in your strategy. This means it's nearly time to call the planned pit stop. Unless you think there's a reason to pit immediately, I always recommend sticking to the strategy and pitting on the optimal lap.
Pushing hard now, pushing hard.
Copy.
Use energy.
Yeah.
Do what you can to keep the tyres cool.
Copy.
We have low batteries.
Okay, copy.
Let's have a look. Now let's have a look. It's Lance Stroll. Oh dear, dear, dear. That's far wider than they would have wanted. That's going to be a big blow to the team. Will they be able to recover? We'll see. And that's the lockup.
Ready to call a pit stop? Bring the driver in and follow our planned strategy. Right, let's talk tyres. During dry races, all cars need to use at least 2 different tyre compounds. If a car doesn't comply with this rule, it will be disqualified from the race. Ultimately, it's your decision on which tyre compounds we go for. Although I'd strongly recommend sticking to the starting strategy when possible. You can see the estimated lap lifetime for each tyre when you focus on them. Once you've decided which tyre to move to, just confirm the pit stop with the team.
Copy that. Box, 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 box. You can stop lift and coast.
Copy.
So use energy if you need it.
Copy.
Yeah, take it easy.
Okay, okay. Okay, tires are...
Copy that.
How many laps am I going to get on these?
Save fuel.
Okay.
Okay, happy to lift and coast.
Copy.
Looks like there's been a lockup. Let's take a closer look. Let's take another look. There we have Joe. And yes, that's the lockup. The team are really disappointed with that. Let's hope it doesn't set them back too badly.
We need to charge it.
Okay.
We just need to charge up.
Yeah.
Defend.
Okay.
use energy.
Copy.
We can push a bit more.
Yeah, okay.
Use energy if you need.
Yeah, copy.
Okay, energy's good.
Yeah.
Use energy.
Yep.
Was that a lock-up on the track? Let's see what happened there. Now watch this. Here's the moment involving Albon. Just a bit too heavy on the brakes, and they've locked up. The Team are devastated. They'll be questioning just what happened out there.
You can use energy. Use energy. You can use energy.
Copy.
Use energy if you need it. Use energy.
Yeah, okay.
Energy if you need it.
Copy.
I think there's been a lock-up. Here's the replay. Now let's look. We're watching Nicholas Latifi. Well, they've locked up. They won't have been happy about that.
Drop back a bit.
Copy.
We have low batteries.
Copy.
Sounds like someone's locked up. We can take a look now. Now we see Valtteri Bottas. They've locked up, but that could have been much worse. And that was a bitter blow for the team. And it may have really hurt their overall chances.
We've got loads of energy.
Copy.
Energy's good, Lance.
Yeah.
You can use energy.
Copy.
We need to charge it.
Yeah, copy.
Seems to have been a lock-up. Let's take a look at the replay. Let's have another look. Science is the focus here. It's a lock-up, and that could be costly. And the team had such high hopes today. What a shame.
Energy's good.
Yeah.
Use energy if you need.
Copy.
Doing a good job, keep pushing.
So use energy.
Okay.
They've locked up and gone straight on.
Use energy if you need it. Use energy.
Copy.
Use energy.
Okay, okay.
Box, box.
Okay, I'm happy to box.
Box, box, Sebastian. Box, box.
You can push when you're ready.
Okay.
No saving required.
Yeah, okay.
So we're happy to push the tyres hard now. Push the tyres.
Yeah, copy.
Energy if you need it.
Copy. Pit lane.
Copy. Just pit limiter, just a reminder on pit limiter. You can stop lift and coast.
Copy.
You can use energy.
Copy.
We just need to charge up.
Yeah.
Yeah, take it easy.
Yeah.
So back off.
Copy.
Got loads of energy.
Yeah.
So use energy if you need it.
Copy.
Save fuel, save fuel.
Copy.
Some lift and coast will help that.
Okay.
We're not okay on fuel.
Copy.
Okay, suggest lift and coast.
Okay, copy.
Looks like there's been a lockup. Let's have a look. Now watch this. Here's the moment involving Albon. That lockup could have cost them dearly.
We have low battery.
Copy.
You're good to push.
Okay.
Oh, big lockup there.
Not happy with the grip.
Copy that.
How many laps am I going to get on these?
That's Leclerc. Charles Leclerc is today's winner. Let's take a closer look. Charles Leclerc there, taking home the win.
Well, it was never certain, but if anything, that must make the victory taste even sweeter.
Sebastian Vettel with a comfortable result for his team here. Aston Martin had a good enough weekend, but there's still some margin for improvement here.
Yes, this was a contrasted performance, but there were some good moments. There is promise here of great things down the line.
With the race wrapped up, the team is ranked in 9th in the constructor standings.
The teams now look ahead to the next round, where they'll duel it out in the sand dunes of Saudi Arabia.
The team's drivers gain experience over each race weekend, depending on their performance. With enough experience, your drivers will be able to improve their skills. Congratulations on completing the first race weekend of the season. The team's outcome will have had an effect on board confidence levels. You can see their response in more detail in the board menu, but there's plenty of time for that to change over the season. Take a look at what you can be doing before the next race weekend gets here. Our time is precious, and these moments between races are a good point to develop our team further. You should have an email from the engineering team over in the warehouse. Check it out. It might be something interesting. Ah, it looks like the engineering team have just finished manufacturing a car part. It's a suspension system, one the team designed earlier. Improving our cars is a constant process. The other teams won't be taking it easy. And having a cutting-edge car is vital if we want to stay competitive against our rivals. New car parts are initially designed by the team. They can then be manufactured and installed on either car. This suspension has already been manufactured, so we just need to install it. To do this, head over to the car warehouse. From the cars area, you can manage everything relating to the cars and their build, from car analysis to car parts to new development projects. Uninstalled car parts are stored in the warehouse, including our newly manufactured suspension. We might be able to use it to improve one of our current car setups. Here at the warehouse, you can find all the car parts that make up an F1 car. We can develop aerodynamic car parts in-house during the season. You're here for the new suspension. Right, all the available suspension designs are here to look through. Notice how both cars currently have the same suspension design installed. Check the new design at the top of the list. As each car can only have one suspension fitted, you'll want to check the stats of the new design to see if it's worth replacing the old one. Take the time here to compare the two designs. You may also want to pay attention to the stats that are crucial for the next race, and see which suspension is more suitable for that circuit. Looks like this new design only has positive impacts on the car. That's great news. We only have one copy of this suspension at the moment, so you need to decide which car to install it on. Select the new suspension design and get it installed. Can't wait to see this in action on the race weekend. Great work. That's the new suspension fitted. If you want to have more copies of this design manufactured, you can do so from here. Just remember those F1 mandated spending caps, the official limit on how much we can spend on car development and improvement each season. If you don't want the team to manufacture anything right now, we should probably head back. That's it. You've installed the new suspension, and the new design project you kicked off before the race weekend is still in progress. You're pretty much ready to handle things yourself now. Our staff and facilities have a significant impact on the team's performance. When you get a chance, you should check these areas out on your own. If you ever find yourself needing any further information, don't forget you can use the help function for guidance. Okay, I need to head back over to aerodynamics. I'll be in touch again now and then, and I'm looking forward to the team thriving with you at the helm.
So that wraps up my first video for F1 Manager 22. It didn't go brilliantly, but given the team that I've got, what was I to expect? And also the fact that it's me. I did decide shortly after recording the video that I was just going to fuck it all off and start again without the guides and see if I could do any better. It can't get any worse, right? Well, you're going to have to wait and see in the following videos. But make sure you hit like, subscribe, drop me a comment, let me know what you thought. And yeah, see how we go in the next video.